at Dakota's shop, and you can see here we got an Oxford Green E34 on some nice wheels, but that's not the main thing. So I want to feature more cool stuff on my channel besides just what I'm doing, and there's a lot of local E34 guys like us, but I just don't get to film that often, and I hate filming in front of people, which is why this is hard for me. But today's a special day for him, and this is the day that he is firing up his S54 in this E34. So this is a very not done often thing. So I think this as right now is the only content of this on YouTube. So all the info will be here. So I'm gonna monopolize on this now. We are gonna feature, or I guess show you guys this sick thing. We're gonna go through and kind of see him finish everything up, and then hopefully get it started. And I'm gonna have him talk about what it takes to get an S54 into an E34. You could see, well, you can't really see, but freshly painted engine bay to protect it, so he's protecting it with stuff. And
takes
trumpets.
A lot of time, money, and dedication.
Dedication and patience. And organization, which I don't have. Look at, he's smart. He puts a list of what has to be done. I don't ever do this. So he's ahead of me on my projects. Yeah. Yeah, then we're screwed.
It's got 0.2 out of 12 volts. I think we're doing okay.
Yeah. So battery no good. So we're getting the battery, and then we are gonna get back at this. Ooh. So these are the wheels that actually run on this car. These are just rear burners because I don't actually know where the rear schnitzers are. But for burners, these are Fajis, which are very rare. 5-spoke that almost kind of look like Gottis and Kirschers, but with a little bit of a twist to them. Very cool wheel. I actually wanted to buy these for my E36, but he's not selling. What are you hooking up?
This is the oil accumulator that comes from the van.
See, I don't even know my way around an S54 because I've.
The line up top that goes to the top.
Well, I know the line that you're supposed to replace. I didn't know that's where
it's like keeps like constant pressure or something.
That's where it goes. I didn't know that. I mean, I was saying I don't really know my way around an S54 because I never have to work on. I never have to work on mine because I never drive it. So the most I have to do is like a valve cover and an oil change, and like that's pretty much it.
And
so
rod bearings every time you get gas.
Well, yeah, I'll do those one day. So like, I've never seen an S54 with a manifold off, which is, it's all new to me. I got a prime. See if we can hear the fuel pump. Can't see anything. You ready? Yeah. Nah, I don't hear it.
Oh shit! I heard some shit click.
Yeah, but sometimes E34s don't prime.
Yeah, honestly, they might not.
So I don't think we should.
We're not gonna know until we crash.
I don't think we should be concerned. Yeah. Hey, I didn't know you had a black coin holder. You know it's worth $100 on eBay now? Yeah. Crazy. This man's got nothing. He's got just literally bare bones to start. And no water pump, no
coolant,
no manifold, no belts.
Oil is Bluetooth.
Yeah. Oh, that's mine?
Yeah.
Check this out. In exchange for ZF trans brace, I got, I'm gonna have to set this down to open this up. This is a DSSR for an E34 ZF. Whoa, we're starting it? Well, anyway, that's for my Calypso car. We'll get into that another day, but it looks like it's time to start this bad boy.
Put the jumper on it, bro.
Missed something.
Clutch in.
Alright, false start here. So we're missing the wire that goes from the terminal to the starter, if you know, on the M50. That's a healthy crank. That's a healthy crank. Dude, that sounds so weird without the manifold on there.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that's exciting. Fuel pump fuse is going in. Oh boy. This is exciting. This brings me back to when I put the M50 in the E30, and that wasn't nearly as cool. So, a lot on the line here. I don't think you have fuel right now.
Dude, I don't think your fuel pump.
That sounds like no fuel. So that's why it's not getting fuel. You got fuel coming down from you. A fuel leak.
That's tight.
Wait, you don't have an LSD in this car?
I do. It's a 323.
Where's the S?
It came off.
Oh,
I swear it's 323.
sure, yeah, he's
We're
lying.
trading.
He's lying.
No, we're still trading.
He's trying to get.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was supposed to get this diff.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna give him my 346 because that's closer to the E46 M3 ratio, and I'm supposed to take this 323 because it's lower for boost.
What you don't realize is we your biggest supporters. Film the video wherever you want.
I got some moral support today. I'm not alone for this video. I figured it'd be more interesting to bring other people into it because dialogue is the best part.
Sir.
Yep. So.
You picked the right guys.
Yep. So we're gonna replace the fuel filter line, which leaks all the time on these cars after they sit, and then it should definitely be getting fuel, and I think she should start. The throttle bodies aren't opening, but we're not sure if it needs to be like running for them to start actuating or not, because it's no longer a drive-by wire. It's the electronic throttle from the S54 stuff. So it's a little confusing. That's why this scares me, because the S54 has a lot of wiring and electrical stuff that is new and these cars don't have. So like an S52, S50 in this car is way easier because you don't have the electronic throttle and all that extra electronic stuff. Turns out the fuel lines are hooked up backwards. I told him, I said, crank it before you put the lines on to make sure, because everyone always switches them. Absolutely, I did tell him, did I not? I told him, everyone switches those every time.
I do it. That's how I found out my other motor was blown up.
Yep,
I couldn't
see?
figure out why I wouldn't start. I sent it over and they're like, yo, we got to start. You got the fuel lines backwards.
Yep, everyone always has the fuel lines backwards.
I was like, oh.
Look at that chrome shiny.
Probably gonna blow fire out of it. That's probably
Wait.
That's far enough away, right?
What did you just change
I
to?
plugged in that white connector.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's gonna go. Wait, what connector was unplugged?
I don't know.
This
White-
one?
White one?
That
You just randomly looked at it and said, yeah, I should plug that in?
I think I haven't plugged this one in yet.
That's the best thing ever.
You gotta somebody throttle.
Oh yeah, we gotta manually actuate the
Just a
throttles.
little. Like barely enough to notice.
Alright.
Yeah, big backfire.
Oh yeah, she runs. Very
Yes.
proud of that.
Thank you. Yes.
That's good. That's a successful first start. So that's all you wanted, right? You're gonna worry about fixing that another
I
time?
wanted to make sure that it turned on,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can legitimize my fuel system,
Yep.
the oil cooler, whatever fuel leak I have in the back, because apparently that happened now.
So fine tuning has to be done. We were looking for a
there's
first
not
start.
a dipstick in it.
Nice.
So you didn't check the oil though?
I put 6 quarts in. That's what it takes, and then whatever's in this hose.
Oh, so you guys got
Because there's a whole
you guys got to start, but not the fine tuning. The dirty stuff is yet to come. I'll have to ask him later in the video if he'll let me drive this. Good S54, very good. Probably the first S54 E34 start on YouTube. Can you believe this is gonna be the first one? I looked. I don't think there's any content on this on
first
YouTube.
one
I
in
always
English.
come first.
He always comes first. He only cares about himself.
That's the facts right there.
You know what's crazy? Like for E34 content between the two of you, it's like the only E34
Mr.
stuff
Worldwide
in the
over here
US.
got like beamers on beamers on beamers on beamers.
Yeah, but I'm known for E34. You guys would say I'm known for E34 stuff. Everyone comes to me for E34 knowledge, and now they're getting S54 E34 knowledge.
I think we need some Culvers first.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely Culver's. All right, it's Culver's time. Which, if you don't know, Midwest Culver's is the best burger joint around. So, just to culture people that aren't from the Midwest
I'm
of
so
the
glad
United
both
States.
you guys, all you guys are good here.
I'm glad too. I'm
He
honored.
helped me put it in the car. He's helped me work on every single big project I've ever done on this car. Almost every single one.
I do. What did I do?
Josh,
I didn't do nothing.
Josh didn't do nothing.
I brought him a spare trans brace.
He looked cute and he's trying to profit off my car. That's
All I'm doing is profiting off his car, so I'm thanking him. He doesn't have to thank me. So I waited to do this until after we saw if it started or not, because I figured there was gonna be two ways this was gonna go. Either Dakota was gonna be very excited talking about his car, or he was gonna be pissed off talking about his car because it didn't start. But it's the first one, it started, right?
Yeah.
So I just think we should talk about kind of what goes into S54 swap in this car. There's still work that has to be done. We uncovered the cleanly painted engine bay. Just kind of let the people know like what it took to get this in here.
Well, to start, a battery that's charged, because we didn't have that.
Of course.
As far as putting the engine in the car, I used the E34 specific engine mount brackets.
So stock arms.
Are the block is drilled where you can locate them farther forward than they sit in a E36 or 46 chassis, where the oil pan sump is in the front or in the back instead of the front, like this one.
So it's just basically M50s and all the M5X blocks have holes for both E34 and E36 mounts.
6 bolts.
Yeah, and so does an S54.
Yes.
So it's the same as the M50s.
S50, M50, M52.
Yep.
All of those.
So they can all go in an E34 with just swapping the arms.
The arms and the dipstick tube and the oil pan.
Yep, and then you need obviously the front sump.
Obviously, with that you need the oil pan pickup tube, and I bought a modified oil pump. Not like high pressure or anything, or high output, but it's like modified where the shaft's hardened and it has like a double D shape instead of splines to keep the gear from shearing off, because these pieces of problems with that.
That's where this S54 gets more confusing than putting like an S15 here.
Yeah,
you have to worry about with an
modify the
S50.
pump a little
Yeah,
bit.
pump has to be modified.
Actually no, that was optional. The only thing you really have to do is unbolt the long pickup tube and put the short one on it. So you don't have to necessarily do what I do.
Oh, you don't have to do that?
No,
Oh.
I chose to do it because I know it's a problem, and this thing revs really high, and I wasn't trying to have a problem like that. Secondly, it's got an oil pan baffle from my S50 that I used to have welded into this pan, because I had like some lifter tick problems before, so like that'll help with the fact that this isn't now a dual pickup system like it was from the factory.
So it's a single pickup, right?
It's a single pickup like E34 style.
Yeah, okay.
Or E36, but in the front.
Yeah.
I bought a wiring harness, like a patch harness. This jumbled mess is
Not
all
this,
E46
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of tucked it mostly away, but it's
The nice looking wires, right?
yeah, it's the ones covered in the
The shiny, yeah. So that's what I have in my turbo car, the same
big,
stuff.
Times 20 connector, X20 connector, and then like the electronic gas pedals connector and adapter for like the power output or power input. And it'll have a functioning OBD2 port. All my gauges work.
That's really cool.
It came with like the fuel pump fuse, an adapter for the E34 style coolant temp sensor, so that it'll run my factory temperature gauge.
That's cool. But otherwise, you use a stock E46 M3 engine harness?
That is a stock E46 M3 engine harness.
And it actually, like, the ECU goes where it's supposed to go?
So I did find out I need like 3 inches of slack on the main harness. So if you come around to this side, there's a big box that has a bunch of routing for all these connectors here. I'm gonna take it apart and have to like stretch it out a little bit, and then I'll just wrap it in
to get the ECU to
get
sit
the
in there?
ECU to have enough room to fit in the little slider it's supposed
And
to
there's
fit
the E46 Siemens ECU. And then ZF 5-speed, right?
yeah, it's a E36 ZF 5-speed. Conveniently, I was running a get rag on my S50, and I had a Clutch Masters kit that I really liked. I would have rather gone 6-speed, but I had this nice clutch kit that didn't have a whole lot of use on it, so I decided just to keep it the way it was and buy an inexpensive trans.
Wait, so you can use a get drag clutch kit on a ZF?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Trans,
I'm
ZF
learning. I'm
trans.
learning too, guys.
The pilot bearings are the same, the spline count's the same, so you can use all the same stuff. It's still a 6-cylinder, so it bolts right up to everything.
Same shape. What'd you run for headers?
There's some eBay ones, honestly. My buddy was like, hey, I have these S54 headers if you want them, and I was like, let me do some research. And he was like,
bang them, right?
if you don't want them, I'm gonna throw them away. So I took them, and then I had to beat the crap out
So
of
you
them.
could see where the control arm mount frame thingy, you can see how it's touching. It's touching, right?
Yeah, it's sitting on it right now. I'm gonna have to heat it up and bend it out of the way.
So they didn't fit with the E30. Well, that's not really an eBay header problem. That's an S54 header problem, right?
Maybe.
Or if you bought like different headers, you think they'd fit different.
E34 because they don't have anything there in E46.
Yeah, they got
I want to buy Megan Racing headers, but they're out of stock everywhere. So, and they're like less than half the price of anything else. So I didn't see a need to spend $1,300 on like Euro headers or something else.
Yeah. Are you running What are you running for an exhaust then back? Custom?
So I have a stock mid-pipe, bolts right to the exhaust from an E46 that I might run. I haven't bolted it up yet to check. But the plan is to run 2 AR20 resonators, which is what a lot of people do to those stock RAS
on
pipes.
E46s, yeah.
One resonator, people will cut them both out and put AR20s in. And then I have a E34. Well, I had a whole exhaust for the S50. It has a X pipe on it. I'm gonna chop off because on these cars, on these motors, you want the merge point to be as far back as possible for the most torque.
Yeah. I didn't know that either.
I have a Billy Boat catback that's just the resonators. I don't have the rest of it. But then it's welded to a little extender, a Y pipe, and then a MagnaFlow dual walled tip muffler.
So it's kind of all custom. You kind of have
It's all custom.
It's not like the E36 when you put S54 in it. You can use mostly E36 stuff.
No.
Yeah. A little more work than that.
A ZF drive shaft because of the new trans.
Yeah.
And they're pretty expensive and hard to find now. I got one from some random junkyard in South Carolina after like going back and forth with the lady about like, what car do you have? Well, I was like, dude, like I know what I want. Just answer my question, please.
Yeah.
Like, what build date is it so I know the motor that's in it? And I got it for $100 shipped. I think it was $45.
Insane that he got that.
It was like
deal.
$40 and $60 to ship it or something.
Yeah, that's absurd. Those go for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But basically, what he's saying is, if you had a 91, 92, 525i, you'd already have the trans and the drive shaft. You wouldn't have to touch anything from the way back because it would bolt right onto the S54. So, but he did not have a ZF car from the original for original.
Car,
yeah. So it was a get drag car, if you didn't know. And I mean, other than that. You're running trumpets, not a manifold, but you can fit a manifold. This is just preference.
Velocity stacks with a map sensor conversion to delete the mass airflow.
Oh, so that's alpha N, right?
No, it's map. It's a full CSL conversion.
I thought that's what they called the alpha N tune on these.
No, alpha N is
I did not know.
Like a Ferrari.
Oh, so this is map and MAF.
No map, because there's no.
You're not running a MAF on this. Oh, I'm confused.
So the map removes the mass, the MAP sensor. The
removes MAF.
The airflow.
That's what I did in my turbo car. I'm familiar.
There is a small like adapter harness I have to splice into the factory one to like power this and plumb it in. There's a finished plate that'll cover up all this ugliness.
Colorful spaghetti. So there's a fair amount of like wiring involved. Would you say that's probably the hardest part of this swap, the wiring?
It was all labeled.
Well, but I mean, like splice. Well, I mean, like, what would you say is the most difficult part of the swap then?
Well, I did the engine bay stuff too, so rewiring all of that was.
I forgot. He shaved. Well, kind of half shaved, right?
It's like partially shaved. I didn't weld in finish plates here, but like all the body lines along the frame rail and the strut tower are smoothed over.
Yeah. So he has none. If you know, like, if you have an E34, all like the boxes and mounts and stuff. Yeah, so this is all smooth. There's nothing here. There's nothing in the.
All the studs got ground off of it. There was a bunch of holes here and here that got filled with the weld.
So that's a ton of work, not related to an S54 swap. No. That's him being a perfectionist wanting a clean engine bay.
All right, I'm going to move this relay box that was mounted here and tuck it over here and have the whole thing repainted with clear coat.
Yeah.
And then I got hit by a bug and got rid of all sorts of extra stuff I'm not using and just left the headlights. The important stuff, headlights.
Yeah, pretty much just headlights and radiator.
I'm keeping AC, so it has the AC wiring.
Oh, you're running AC with this?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
The one other modification I need to make is, which E34 would have to in general, is this oil accumulator bolts to the engine bracket on an E46. I have it bolted right now, but it's right where the AC compressor goes.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna work.
So I'm gonna have to get some aluminum stock and or steel stock or whatever, and make a little bracket to mount it just a little bit farther over.
Kind of like the E36 with the power steering on the other side, like
yes.
the little
and then
thingy.
Because I deleted the big bracket that had the cruise control, power steering reservoir, and there was a relay box.
Yeah, all that stuff.
And the mount for the factory air box too. I have to find a way. I'm gonna have to pick a place to mount the power steering reservoir, either somewhere over here on the motor, or I know one guy mounted it like down by the fog lights somehow.
Oh wow.
Made a bracket down there.
Well, that's easy enough to do. I do that on my E30, making a bracket.
You can run.
It's also custom power steering lines, right?
Yeah, if I mount it over here, I'm hoping I can just shorten them or something.
Yeah, that's what I did on my
have spots on the
E30.
street that does hydraulic.
I mounted my E30 one right here, and all I did was shorten them. They went right to it with the M50 swap.
It's just looped because I was lazy and didn't want to. I ordered the
This is
wrong
the oil
fittings
cooler
for the oil cooler
that the
and
E46s have.
I didn't want to run. I didn't want to take the time to put the fittings on and like have the cooler sitting somewhere and scratch something.
Yeah.
So on an E34, you could run the S54 housing with S38 M5 hard lines and an M5 oil cooler. If
Yeah.
you got the right bracketry for it.
Yeah.
It runs in the same kind of spot, like in front here under the radiator.
Yeah. Wait, so that's not an S54 oil filter housing?
It is an S54
Oh,
oil filter
yeah, okay,
housing,
that's what
but
I thought.
I have this adapter to run dash 10 amps.
Oh, I got you.
So I wanted to do an aftermarket cooler. I didn't want to spend the money on an M5 one. AN lines look nice.
Yeah, they do.
I'd never done it before.
I'd probably go that route as well.
I'm probably going to mount this brace, which is where
That's the headlight brace.
my wiring's going to run all through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking I have to mount the bumper up and see where it's going to fit, but I think I'm going to mount the oil cooler either hanging from here downward with the lines coming this way, or if there's enough room on top and the lines going down.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just depend on what fits.
That'll be nice. It polished the Vanos, which I touched on earlier, which is beautiful.
Yeah, I spent the other day and I polished all the little bolts on it,
Yeah,
including the hardware bolts.
he's doing all the
Polished
fine
the
stuff
Vanos
that
bolt.
I never
gotta
really
polish
do.
my oil filter bolt,
Yeah,
and I'm probably gonna polish the housing too, honestly.
that looks really good. All the little stuff that I usually don't do on my builds because I'm lazy. And
I mean,
Yeah.
I am about 13 months deep, so.
yeah, this car has not seen the light of day in over a year.
I
So-
drove it to South Carolina in October of 2020, and then took it apart by like November 10th because my buddy wanted to buy the motor out of it, and I was looking, and I already had this motor.
This car used to be S50 Swap, by the way.
Yeah.
I've never showed. I don't know if oh, maybe I did when we went to the city and shot those pictures. I think I introduced them to you guys in this car.
I think so.
So this is the same car, Oxford green with the mirror tint.
Yeah,
It's
go ahead and show off my peeling.
a red, yeah, peeling clear, which as you guys know with the Oxford, nice headliner, but there's no light in there, so we won't get all into it.
Oh, black interior swap.
Black interior swapped, but I mean, yeah, this car is Schnitzer Type 3s, right?
Type 2.
Type 2s, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so this is gonna be sick. Hopefully, when this car runs and drives and is dialed in, he'll let me drive it.
Maybe. I gotta make sure it works
Well, yeah, I mean, you know.
Yes,
but
safety,
I think we
What's
have
that?
to. I think we have to.
For the video?
Well, I think if we make a video talking about it now, when it's running, oh, I'm putting the camera to the ceiling. We're gonna have to drive this.
yeah. That's,
Everyone in the comments, tell them to let me drive it. I really want to frickin' drive this car. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. S54 is a great motor. But anyways, thank you for talking about this car for me, because like I said, I don't think there's anything on YouTube about this, so this might help some people. And then, we monopolized on it now, so, but anyway, it started, it runs, we got some info on it. Thank you, Dakota.
You're welcome.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, something new. We got some random, some different people,
You have
some
to come
new
back
faces.
in
We'll come
like
back and
2 weeks when it runs. and
I
drives.
think he'll let me drive it one day. I'm not talking about now, I'm talking about in the summer
Nah,
sometime.
we take it to, we go to Vintage with it in North Carolina, and it works and comes back, you can drive it.
So I guess if it does that trip,
So,
then we can drive
June.
it. June. Yeah, around then, that's what I'm thinking. So hopefully I can drive it and review it, because I've driven and reviewed a lot of E34s with a lot of different things done to them, so I think it's only right that the E34 YouTube guy gets to drive another variation of E34. But anyway, I'm gonna end this here. It's probably getting long. A lot of good information packed in this. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. You wanna say bye, Dakota?
Later.
You wanna say bye? See you guys in the next one.